Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back. Well, we're going to do a throttle spring mod. This one's going to be a little different. This remote is actually for the Silver Bullet RC, little tiny micro guys. I got a bunch of these remotes spare, so I figured I'd see what makes this one tick and see what we got to go through to get rid of this spring-loaded throttle. I mean, I've flown these things myself. They're kind of a cool little machine, but the throttle spring can be a little annoying. So this one seems to be pretty different from the ones I've been playing with so far. So you're going to have a few extra things to take apart that you didn't before. And get this up and out of the way. And now that you got this out, you're going to want to remove this screw. And it looks like it's the only one we got right there. Now you got to get this PC board out of the way. Just take a flat blade screwdriver and we'll just pop these clips a bit here. Okay, you gotta pull down on the little center tab here and just pull down and it slides out. Okay, so the next thing we gotta do is we've gotta get this apart, just like that. Dump the spring out. Whoop. Okay. This. This is where things get a little on the trickier side. Go. Swash that back together. That movement. Now we're going to take this screw. In. The right screw, so that's a smaller one. There we go, there's our screw. That should be the right one. Yep. Now this still has a little bit of tension on it, which is good. And you can adjust the tension just by backing it off a little bit. That's pretty good, just like that. Okay, so next thing you want to do is put this back in. Make sure you remember which screw actually came out of there so you get the right one back in. Oop. These things can be a little bit of a pain sometimes. Okay. Done. This is for our clicker. There. Alright, so that's back together. Put your screws in. Now the only reason to really do this modification to this helicopter is because it's a little bit of a frustrating helicopter for takeoff and flying, and that's a really stiff spring too. So if you want to have a more fun time flying, that would be the reason to do this mod, because then wherever you put the throttle it stays, so you get better control over the helicopter that way. The only thing with crashes, like I said before in my other videos with these mods, is you don't always think to throttle down. So there's always a drawback to it, but you know, higher end helicopters don't tend to have spring-loaded throttles. So it's something you just got to get used to. So let's put some batteries in this thing and try it out. Steal some batteries from my other helicopter here. Okay. Let's put a little charger cable away here. Alright, power. So now we have no spring load. So let's get ourselves a helicopter. We seem to be having a little bit of an issue here. Okay, so we've got a little bit of a throttle issue. So what we're going to do is we're going to leave the batteries in. Take that one out. Looks of it, we've got something that's actually too tight. I'm actually kind of glad this thing messed up the way it did. This way, if the same thing happens to you, you'll know what you're going to have to do to solve that. So, loosening that off. Alright. And there you go. We were too tight. So, let's put a little bit of tension on this so we can get it set up just right. Tighten these back down. Okay, that's working good. So, let's put this back together again. Okay, now. Okay, so here's our mod for the silver bullet. This is going to give us a lot better control. And now it shuts off. So just remember, when you go to put that potentiometer back together, don't go too tight on the screw, because then you'll wind up with it on. So if it does come on, just back it off a turn or two, and while it's open, same thing what I just did, to get the tension just right, that it turns on and off without any hassle. And there you go. So that's your throttle spring mod for the Propell Silver Bullet, little micro RC. And now you can have a lot more fun flying with better control over the stick, because that is a very, very stiff spring. Here's another one, and I mean, even the weight here, it's stiff. It's not even moving. So that's a pretty stiff spring to try and keep that constant on there while you're trying to fly. So there you go. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you have any questions, comments, you know, feel free to let me know, and I'll help you the best way I can, and we'll go from there. Have a good day.